Hello, my name is Sperry, and we will be talking for a little bit about something that's a new trend in Toontown YouTube in various forms. We got it in the solo factory challenges, we got it in factory with X level gags, X amount of gags you can bring, all that shit. You've even got it in the form of my duo VP. You've got it in that form too. Because in all these challenges, essentially, because you're only restricting the gags and nothing else, all these quote-unquote challenges are essentially you're just playing your hand versus RNG. And the reason why people find it entertaining is the same reason why people like to play Hearthstone. It's the same reason why people like to play blackjack and roulette. The reason why people like to watch these videos is you never know what's going to happen. It's genuinely a random occurrence. And I think that's why they're fun to watch, because it doesn't matter how skilled or unskilled of a player I am. I could easily have died in that duo VP if I got unlucky enough. Likewise, Mega Snoop or Gag Strategist or whoever's doing that factory run, lots of other people have done them now. If anything goes wrong for them, if they have the right amount of gags miss, they go sad, and it doesn't matter how good of strategy they use. So my speculation is the reason why people like watching these videos is that they essentially, it's something you can watch and be on the edge of your seat about, because it doesn't just come down to the strategy that people are going to choose to make. It comes down a lot to RNG. And I think that's very fun for an audience to watch. What I will say is that it doesn't leave me particularly inspired to do them personally, because it's just not very entertaining to have your entire run come down to RNG. Like, I could play a game of League for an hour and have a large part of the outcome decided by my own individual decisions, how well I played. Or I could do some random challenge on Toontown for an hour and have it come down to more or less just how lucky I get. And I would have a lot more fun doing the thing that required skill and required me to perform at a high level, rather than have it all just come down to things out of my hands. Because it's very fun when RNG works in your favor, and it's extremely frustrating when it doesn't. Just ask a gambling addict about this. For example, if you win when you're gambling and RNG is in your favor, it's exhilarating. You feel like the world is on your side. And when you lose, it makes you want to break shit. It makes you smash a bottle of liquor over somebody's head. It makes you go crazy. Maybe a little bit of an extreme example, but you get the point. It's infuriating when you lose and exhilarating when you win. And I think it makes for a good atmosphere on streams, especially also standalone YouTube videos. But the reason why I'm not going to be personally getting into them very much is I don't find the gameplay very interesting. I have other ways I could get my rush through RNG. I could just go ahead and play a game of Hearthstone, which would probably be more entertaining to me, because I could get that same rush in a much shorter duration, and I would get to see some more unique stuff going on that I already haven't done hundreds of times, like the factory. And also, I could, just log on to some random gambling website, go on the free account, just play some random hands of baccarat or blackjack if I wanted to. You guys might not know this, but I actually have a pretty big gambling vice. I might make a video, more like a story video, on that this weekend. So small digression, but look forward to that if you guys want to. Maybe even leave me a comment if you'd be interested in seeing some videos that are more story-like. Anyhow, back to the main point. I just don't find it very compelling to have an entire run come down to RNG, because that's already a frustrating component of the game to me. That's why I always solo things with Lure SOS, rather than, relying on my Lure and Unites, because it's just annoying to have how many rewards you use and how your solo goes, for example, or how your boss fight goes if maybe you're not quite at that aptitude, you don't have that many rewards or laugh. Having your run decided by RNG is infuriating on a macro scale, and I think that's probably the part that's frustrating, and that's an innate part built into the game. There's very little you can do in the game that is not RNG dependent, aside from, I would say, one laugh boss round solos, perhaps. There's not a lot of real ability to show your individual skill. There are some very nuanced ways you could show your skill by, knowing exactly how to conserve your rewards, knowing exactly maybe what SOS combo together. I just got the shit scared out of me because some update was available and it was a million volumes, so I just jumped, probably screwed up the volume levels, my bad guys, but that was actually scary to me. Anyhow, back to what I was saying, being that it's just, the game is almost solely RNG. There's very little you can do about it, and it's not that interesting. I don't think it's saving the game in any way. I don't think it's transformative. It's something fun to watch, but I think, honestly, maybe I'm wrong here, I think those solo challenges are only really fun if you haven't already done a ton of soloing in the game already. If you were going to actually do a unique, innovative solo challenge, it would have to be on a way broader scale than that. I honestly don't even think anything could be done at this point that would be inspiring cog-wise for solos, just because of how routine and mundane they are. It's very, very simple to just knock out a solo. Just super, super easy to just knock out a fucking solo with no thought required, due to the way that it's set up and structured. So I think if we're going to see something innovative and unique, bring back life to this game for content creators, really get people invigorated to play again, this wasn't it. It was a creative, unique video idea. It's fun to watch, but nothing more, nothing less. I didn't have a lot to say on this topic because I don't feel like it's a very lengthy one. So I'm not going to make this like a 20-minute video because that just seems unnecessary. I just had a few things to say and I wanted to save them, and I think I got my point across. So I'm going to leave the video how it is. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next video, which will probably be a story. See you in a few days. Goodbye.